Hi guys.
Happy Tuesday, we're back in the studio.
I know. It's so weird to be back in the studio.
I love it, the studio.
I can hear my mouth.
I can hear my mouth too.
Is that okay? Wait.
What's the difference between these and these?
Well, Nat, one is your own sound that you can hear in your headphones, and then one is the actual mic, I think, that like fucks around with it. We're really just going as we go here. Really, we're just figuring this shit out. Do you like where you're at?
Yeah, I sound great where we're at. I mean, these ones are at 7, 8. Oh, okay, we're at 7 and 8 and 6 and 6.
This is why people have producers. We aren't those people.
We wouldn't want anyone else in the room, really.
No. Anyways, we are back, guys. It's a Tuesday podcast, and I was on Instagram and I was asking you guys what you like, what you don't like what are you here for, and a majority of you just like when we talk, and that is,
I know.
It's just.
Well, I was thinking about the 4 podcasts, and I was thinking about I feel like everyone's obsessed with podcasts now. Like everyone's listening to podcasts. In my group chats, everyone's like, what podcast are you listening to? What's your favorite podcast? And then you're at dinner, family function. Everyone's talking about the podcast. So, that is the topic of conversation now.
I know.
What podcast are you listening to? So I was thinking about all of ours, and I was like, if I wasn't me, what would be my favorite?
What would be your favorite?
Well, I love the idea of being privy to a private conversation between 2 friends who don't hold anything back.
So do we need to bring Wednesdays in too?
I know.
No, they do 5 days a week. I mean, we do 4. I don't know why we don't do hump day. That's so weird.
But then I feel like there's a lot of people who are like, I listen to every single one of your podcasts just because they like our perspective on whether it's parenting or talking to the questions we ask a celebrity or sex. So because sex in the end, I mean, they are your confessions, but they do open up our confessions too.
I also feel like we used to do Facebook Live every single day. And I really do feel like this has replaced Facebook Live in a big way because it's just us having conversations. I mean, you can't see us try dildos and try things that we used to try, but that's why we film it now. So you can
we can
show. I have so many dildos upstairs that we just got.
Oh my God, I so want to see them.
I know. I have
okay, we'll do that on the next one.
I know, laying around, y'all.
But guys, just so you know, as business professionals ourselves too, when a brand sends you something, they have high hopes that you're going to talk about their product. But these days, you kind of don't talk about a product unless someone's willing to pay for it, because that they can make a ton of money off your audience and you make nothing.
I mean, I think it's so funny we're having this conversation because a lot of mom entrepreneurs come into our world and want to send us stuff and want to do things for us. And there's two things about this. And I actually was in DMs with one of the mom entrepreneurs who you all may know, but she was really trying to get a hold of us glass house bracelets or glass house jewelry. And I had to say to her, because she kind of did a follow-up, they didn't repost me or they didn't do something. And I had to say, it's so not it's not that we don't want to, but if we have 15 moms a week who reach out to us, how do I say yours is more important than the other 15? And that's the same with GoFundMe's and the same with direct marketing or MLMs.
Yep.
How am I to say, go buy your product from this mom because she's more important than every other mom who's trying to make a hustle? And, one day my goal is to, help mom entrepreneurs. And I know we have an audience and I know we can help people. But I said to her, I'm like, we have a team who relies on us to pay them. And they're out pitching us and they're fielding business inquiries, and that's their job. So this isn't just about Nat and I deciding. I'm like, there is a full amount of people in and around us who we have exclusivities to, who we can't do this for. And then Nat and I are on top of that, trying to build our own product and our own brands and our own launches, like The Common Parent and our podcast. And it's it's just, there's not enough time. And I got this.
And we have to respect the people that we've hired to do their jobs and not overstep them.
Yeah. And so I was like, this just really isn't. And then there's capacity, sheer capacity of the feeling that I don't have it's like we got a PR package for vodka, which was amazing. But
Lately?
Sweet. I know, but I was like,
I'll drink that shit.
Me too. But it's like the capacity to go. I wasn't here when it came, and then to come home, and I'm like my capacity right now for help is limited for helping other people other than in my direct household right now is really
the direct
stretched.
household is stretched too. And guys, just so you know, it's not to say that when we talk about a product that we're always being paid. Kat and I talk about things we love all the time, but that's just authentically, it just comes up. But the other thing is when we do partner with a brand, we don't partner with a brand and a product that we don't actually like and use.
I mean, I use everything.
Right.
Like,
no, but you know what I mean? Like, we're not going to partner with a vodka that we think tastes disgusting.
Oh, tell me what vodka tastes disgusting.
I was just using that as an example. But like the sex toys, the reason that they're at our house is because there's a potential partnership there, but not until Kat and I try out every single one until the batteries die.
Well, I don't know if those are for use because they're like, are those giveaways or for use? I'm like, I don't know. Like again, I capacity, and that's why we hire a team, and that's why we have people who help us because we're not good at everything. And God bless the people who unbox each PR package they get. I mean, I think people just stop sending them to us because we're so bad at unboxing them because I just don't have.
Well, also, like the amount of garbage,
I know,
boxing, packaging that it creates is like, it's like, can you imagine our houses with these 7 kids, how much recycling and garbage comes into our house, and then you add a bunch of boxes. Our husbands are like, that's enough. Like, no more shit in this house.
I know. It is. But I mean, great problems to have. Everyone's like, I would like free shit. And it's not it's like, there comes a point where it's just like, when I talk about capacity, I like, think about, this, like when you have children that grow older and, they have things that you have to take care of and like investigate or figure out, like learning challenges, health challenges, friends. It's like, really, it overtakes your life. And I think that people talk about the mental capacity, but it's not even about doctor's appointments. It's about like, for me, I was saying on my walk this morning, I have procrastinated Max's medical issue, hoping
it would go away. Because some kids do outgrow things, so you weren't completely wrong to sit.
Totally.
Yeah.
And it's so rare that it's like no one really even can grasp their thing. And I feel crazy. Like, I do feel crazy. Part of me feels like this is, factually, he can't walk after. That's facts. That's not even like a thing. And he gets croup every time he gets a cold. So it's like, there's something going on here. But it's like, I started to research, and it was like certain street drugs will trigger this and could make things a lot worse for him long term.
Like mental health?
No, like he could, so his condition.
Die?
Okay, listen, I am not an expert in this, but what he has, some people have all the time. So it's not just, it doesn't just, so it's something they live with for the rest of their lives.
Oh my God.
So I have to, so that can trigger it. And
so what, like it could come more often?
Yeah, or it could maybe he has it forever. Because really, the doctor, I don't know if it's neurology or I don't understand it enough, but I know I've been referred to a neurologist for him, but that must mean his brain, I don't know. I don't know. So I made the call to the doctor today, but when
you've got a big research path to go down.
So when I saw street drugs, I'm like, okay, now we're at the age where, I mean, he's 10, but we're 2 years away.
Time to start thinking about it.
Where he could pop a gummy. Like, I'm not an idiot to be like, they're not going to try drinking and drugs very soon.
And guys, just so you know, we were talking to a team member who has kids that are older than us, and she said, what'd she say percent will try?
85%.
85 will be smoking vapes, because this is a side note, but like we used to smoke, no, Kat and I didn't smoke, but like cigarettes were the thing to smoke back in the day.
And
now,
marijuana.
Yeah, but now vapes taste like delicious grape.
Yeah, and smell and watermelon and things and lemon.
I told my daughter that, and she said 100%. She's like, I don't know someone who hasn't tried it at least.
Yeah. So part of me is like, well, I gotta figure, because his lungs get inflamed too, right? So I'm like, I have to uncover this for you before you go and make bad decisions as a teen,
or just regular decisions,
right?
But they will be bad for him,
right? Yeah. Like, because I mean, you're gonna do this, but at least if I know what the roadblocks are, and that was never on my radar, because I was like, you're always in my house, I can always figure this out.
Yeah.
And I did something really bad, guys, I Googled, well, I'm going to take a quick break and we'll come back. And I mean,
This is Parenting Confessions with Kat and Nat.
I mean, it's bad.
I mean, fuck, I would do it. I give people things
Okay.
that I have. You do too.
We're gonna we'll be right back.
Oh, yeah, I got to tell you something else the doctor said.
Okay, here we come.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, he had a really bad fever on Friday, and I'm sitting there, and Mark and I are like, he just begins to say, I can't, like, my chest is closing in, I can't breathe, okay? This is his thing, he feels like he can't breathe. Before I thought he was crazy, and I was like, what the fuck is this? And then he's like, my legs are going, Mommy, I can't feel my legs, they're hurting. So basically it feels like the back of his legs and his knees no longer work, and there's so much pain, so he crawls around or pulls himself around, and it's really uncomfortable for him. So I'm like, I start researching, and I'm like, I had a steroid left over from Chloe's group. I had leftover, and I was like, if he feels like he can't breathe, I'm not spending the night with him crouping. And when he has croupies, like he striders, which is like it sounds like that sound, and I can usually bring it back down, but then he has a panic attack because he thinks he's dying. And so I have to really think, when I think back in history for all of the shit he's been through, his body inflames, which means his lungs must inflame too. Everything must just get inflamed. So I was like, I'm gonna give him this fucking steroid. And within an hour of it kicking in, fucking perfect. Now I'm like, I kind of was like, oh fuck, here, I'm gonna give it to you. And then I had to research how bad steroids are for
Well,
you.
the great news for you is that you gave him Chloe's dose,
Yes.
and we know that she's like half his size.
And I gave him half of Chloe's dose.
Okay, so it's not like you gave Chloe Max's dose. So
no.
You're good there.
And then there's the next step, but I'm not ready to confess that yet. What I did next, because it's really bad. Like, it's really bad.
I mean, they gave it to you.
It's bad. Anyway, we'll get, you know what, we're going to get down another path. But so I gave it to him, and he was literally perfect. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, I watched, and I said to Natalie, I'm like, I kind of researched the steroids like as much as I could, and I was like, oh, this is so bad for them. And then I have to figure out if every time he has a fever, can we do this? I don't know how bad it is for him.
And I was saying, like, I don't know a lot about medical conditions, but Mark's dad, like, he gets lung infections, and they always give him the same steroid. So I was like, why can't you just take a low dose every day? And they're like, no, you cannot be on this drug very much.
I know. So I did it, and I kept all weekend. I kept like just waiting for him to come wake me up, and it comes raging back. Like I was like,
It like fixed it.
It's so weird.
You know what would be the coolest thing is if like you could induce a fever under the watch of a doctor in a hospital, and they could see what exactly is happening to his body. Like instead of you catching it, and like, you know, it's like they make it happen so they can see, and they can tell you it's inflammation, or it's his throat closing, or like whatever it is.
I know. And if anyone's an expert, it's called it's like viral juvenile myositis. However, it's not supposed to happen. When I Googled, I fucking Googled the shit out of it. There's one case of someone getting it twice. He gets it every time he gets a fever.
What about the people that you said get it all the time?
That's like adult myositis. So it's not like...
Do they start with juvenile and then they become adults?
Well, there's not a lot of... The research is from fucking Italy. And John Hopkins has just started. But like when you talk to the doctors, they're like this. Like even whenever your kid can't walk, you're afraid it's brain, right? Neuro. You're like, holy fuck. So when I started to research it and I took it to the doctor, I was like, I think this is what it is. Because within 3 or 4 days, he's perfect again. And he's like, this is so rare. I don't think so. And then we went to do the blood test, and he was like, it's fucking it. And then he got another fever, did the blood test again. It's fucking it. So he was like, not a chance it could be again, because it's so rare.
So then where did you go from there? Then he wanted to come in.
COVID hit.
Oh.
Then he's like, you need to go to a neurologist.
Right.
And my son is now about to have, like, any doctor's appointment. He's like, we need a hyperventilating bag. Like, I need to give him, like, Xanax, because every time we go to the doctor, he goes to the hospital. And of course, when we go get blood...
You need to go to the doctor more often.
That's why I did it this weekend. And so he went and got blood taken. Of course, in the sick kids are just fucking wailing and screaming when they're getting their blood taken, because it's really horrific. But you can hear everyone in the hospital yelling and screaming and like crying their faces off.
Did you go to the hospital?
This weekend?
Yeah.
Fuck no.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm saying I went to the doctor, and then it was a positive experience, and he left and got to resume. That's kind of half the reason I let him do what he did this weekend, which was go to a hockey tournament after. Anyways, parenting, like, moments, all kinds, but fucking fixed it. And
Well, yeah,
I don't know.
I went to the doctor today since being on Vyvanse, you have to get your blood pressure checked. So she checks my blood. The nurse checks my blood pressure. And she's like, "Oh, it's high. Did you have a coffee?" And I was like, "No." And then the doctor checked it. She's like, "It's not high. It's fine. You're fine. Everything's fine."
What was it?
Nothing.
What was your blood pressure?
Oh, I don't know.
Hmm.
You know those numbers?
Yeah, I do.
I don't know.
Because I have a blood pressure thing.
Oh.
They sent it to me.
What's yours?
Mine's like usually 99 over, because I usually used to be really
I thought
low.
she said 144. So
Yeah, that was, she did the doctor.
I thought she said 145. I have no idea. I
get
wasn't
it.
listening. Like, it didn't really matter because I was like, I'm fine.
Because the doctor, when I went, was high. Remember, she's like, you have to come back and get it done.
She was high?
I was high.
Oh, that's good news.
But I had taken 2 coffees and I hadn't
Yeah.
eaten, and I had to lie down and I was naked. And
Oh,
she's
yeah.
like, you're probably just like a bit
Anxious.
stressed right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had 2 coffees and I haven't eaten.
Yeah.
too, on Vyvanse. That's a bad idea.
Yeah. So she was like, okay, so we're going to keep you on the Vyvanse, whatever. And then she said, the only thing I worry about is you have to keep them out of reach of children. And I said, well, what do the kids feel like when they take it? And she's like a buzz, like high. I was like, shit, I wish I felt that from this. And then she was like, right? And then she goes, and then I asked her about the snorting of it. Yeah, and then she was like, that would like intensify the high if they snort it. But
Whoa.
she's like, this is kind of common that kids get hands on their parents' medication. And she goes, it would be okay if they took one, it's fine, but it has such street value that kids are taking them and selling them, and the repercussions of getting caught doing that are really bad. I'm like, I can't believe we're talking about my kids potentially selling drugs.
Yeah, we have 7.
Yeah.
There's for sure a chance one of them would be like, I'm going to make a quick buck here.
Yeah.
I know a kid who would do it. It's not even them, it's their friends who might try to steal it too.
Yeah,
you
they
know?
come into your house, they look into your medicine cabinet, they know what they're looking for, and
So
they
what,
take it
we
and
have to
sell.
hide drugs now?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Mine's like on the counter.
Yours is in the kitchen.
I know. I know. Okay, I have to hide it. Oh, I don't, this is a lot.
Oh, I know. That's what I was thinking of. And then, there was then to maybe, and I said, she goes, I don't want to put more things on your plate, but you're due for a PAP again. I'm like, for fuck's sake. She goes, you want to do it? I go, I have my period. Yes. I have to go find all my kids' medical records. For some reason, there's like a disconnect.
No, this was a blessing for me, is that they're not connected like adults.
No,
so
but
it's not in the central.
No, but they tried to call public health to get the records because your kids wouldn't be in school without them bothering you if they weren't up to date, but we can't see that. So we tried to call public health, but during COVID, it was all closed. So you still can't talk to someone, but you can send an email and ask for them. She's like, we've been trying for 3 years to get your kids' medical records. Because there was a discrepancy in what the doctor sent over before. Anyways, that doctor unfortunately has passed away. That's really sad.
Holy fuck, Natalie.
But-
Anyway, so capacity is where, when people say like, it's just this, and I'm like, I really do realize when people are like, it, because when you have children, that's what takes up so much, and all of these little things that no one sees behind the scenes that you're dealing with, and trying to walk Max, and my goal for 2022 and 2023 is to teach him how he learns and how his body works. So it's not like, my parents never told me about my IEP. I knew I had one, but no one taught me what that meant. It's just like, she's got one. Wicked. That would have been really helpful. I actually had this conversation with my mom to understand, you know what, this is what you struggle with. That's why it's hard. Fucking none of that.
Yeah.
Like, none of it. You know what I mean? Not none of it.
None of it.
None of it. None of it. So I really want him to feel like, oh, cool. This is how I learn.
This is it. Yeah.
And I can go to school and be like, actually, that doesn't work for me. Can you write it down for me?
Yeah. And to be able to be like, this isn't going to hold me back. This is just everyone has their own things. It's just, I know what mine are.
That because a mental health challenge, because his IEP teacher at school said, oh, you should hear grade 7 and 8. It's like, oh yeah, I've got depression, I've got anxiety.
I'm
like,
on medication for this, and this.
They're so vocal about what they have. It's not like this massive, like, there's no stigmas for these children.
I was dropping off Taylor at camp, and her friend was there, and he's like listing all the medications that he's bringing. I'm like, what's that for? What's that for? What's that for?
So Same with learning challenges. I hope that kids begin to be like, it's
They
not
are.
just, I'm not just ADHD, but like, oh, I see numbers backwards. And you
Yeah.
know, it's like, oh, cool. You know,
Yeah.
so I hope,
feel like what Taylor talks about the kids that she goes to school with, because, you know, not everyone, but like, it's almost like you're a minority now if you have nothing, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? And people are so open about it because they don't look at it like a lot of these kids, like she's saying, grade 7, 8, they don't look at their differences as negative. I think they think it makes them special.
yeah, well, let's take a quick break. Take a quick break, and then Nat thought she got a really bad email today. I'm like, Natalie, this is great news. We'll take a quick break and we'll come back.
Yeah, I was like, oh shit. I'm like, my daughter's failing, and the teacher's like, she comes in for extra help every day. I'm like, oh fucking fuck, what is
Now
this?
it's like, fuck, now what? I'm like, Natalie.
But I had told Kat earlier in the week that Taylor had told me that there's a class that only has 2 students in it. And she's like, but they get better marks than me. Why do they get to be in that tiny class?
And Taylor's like, I want to be in that tiny
She
class.
asked the teacher, I need to be in that tiny class.
And then the teacher's like, no. And then her math grade comes back and it's terrible. And I'm like,
She's going to get into the tiny
so
class.
the first thing I said to Natalie's like, fuck. I'm like, Natalie, no, the tiny class. and then Natalie's like, amazing.
Then the teacher calls me and he's like, you got 2 options. He goes, your first option is we have a tiny class. That's not what he calls it, but that's what I'm going to call it, the tiny
Tiny
class.
class.
We have a tiny class, or she gets a math tutor. And it was so great because he immediately understood that would cost me money.
Oh, good.
And so he's like, we don't want to put you in that situation. But then I also thought to myself, there might be people who don't want their kids to be in the tiny class, or the kids don't want to go into the tiny class. I said, oh, I'm taking the tiny class. And I told Taylor, and she's like, thank God I'm in the tiny class.
Yes.
But the option was because some kids don't like to be singled out.
Why would you want to go to extra help after school and get a tutor? Fuck no.
Yeah, and he's like, I don't want her to focus all of her efforts on math when she has other studies. So let's.
Did you find out when she can drop it?
No, I didn't ask.
Natalie,
Oh, yeah.
you know, number one, I think it's grade 10.
Yeah.
I think she's almost there.
Yeah.
I mean, I told Max, I'm like, you are a minute away from dropping French, big man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, you don't even have
Where did you get to drop French in Canada?
I think grade 9.
Yeah.
I don't think if I take it back, like in private school, it's grade 10, but
Well, Teddy's friend was allowed to drop it earlier.
and so I'm looking at that for big man. I have parent teacher interviews and I'm like, do you want to drop French? Like, do you think like, what are you doing for French? Nothing.
Ew, a spider. Ew.
Okay, wait.
Murder.
Yeah, so this is just 2 children we're talking about. That's just 2 of 7 children, and no one's scot-free right now. Like, no one is just cruising.
It is kind of stressful.
It is a lot, and I really do hope that, like, you know, mom entrepreneurs, and I know that, you know, there's a lot of you out there. Just know it's not because we're like, no, it's just because holy fuck, it's so much.
Yeah.
It's just so much. And then we're trying to launch the Common Parent, and then we're trying to just like, it's just,
You know, the other
tour.
The other thing the doctor said to me then, she goes, I just want to say one more thing to you. And she's like, I want you to make sure that you take time for you, because in this appointment, it was your appointment, and you mentioned like 3 of your children.
Wow.
So she's like, it's fine, of course, but she's like, I want you, like, this appointment was for you. And so make sure you take time for yourself. So, I mean,
Is this the Vancouver doctor?
it's her fill-in.
And we like her.
She's pregnant with her 2nd baby.
Oh,
She was so awesome. But this is the only bad news, guys. Although take everything with a grain of salt. New research comes and goes. I don't know what I believe. But she's like, so how many drinks do you... Oh, this is another thing. She asked my daughter if she has sex, if she drinks, if she does drugs, if she smokes. And Taylor's like, what would my friends do that do all that stuff? And I go, they'd lie. Everybody lies. Everybody lies about how much they drink. Everybody lies about their marijuana use. Like,
right.
So she's like, how many drinks a week? And I was like, oh my God, you know what? My life is really busy. 7 days in a week. I'm counting how many glasses I'm actually pouring. I'm like, I don't know. I fucking say 7. I don't know. I probably
7
do
a week?
Yeah, that's probably 7 in one night. But anyways.
7 a week?
I just said 6, 8. I don't know. Not every day. So then she's like, okay, well, just like a side note, new research finds that the link to alcohol and breast cancer, and the recommendation is 7 drinks a week. Anything more than that, that could be whatever. So I was like, great.
So you're dying.
Yeah. But she's like, you have no breast cancer history in your family.
So just so you know, that's why I said it's my life. I don't want to live forever. I really was like, this is Natalie, because she was like, I don't want to live. Because I asked her what her song was. Like, I was like, if I was a song, what song would I be? Because it's like, and so Natalie, it was like, no, not what song do I like? What song would I be?
But why was I the first one? Cher.
Because it's so like, do you? And then it goes soft and hard and soft and hard. And
But I sing it all the time.
yeah, but that's very much you, too.
Do you believe in
Life after love.
Oh,
Love
yeah.
after life. Life
after love.
And I'm like, that's not really her, because she doesn't really believe
Inside to say, I really don't think.
something enough.
I should look at those words.
Yeah, so really, that is it, but because it's the way you sing it, it's
Yeah.
kind of you.
Yeah.
Like, that's like, you know, the like fucking like raw.
Yeah.
It's very you. The way she gives her.
I'll come back to you with your song, by the
Okay,
way.
and then the other one was really your Bon Jovi, It's My Life. And the fuck it all. I don't want to live forever.
No.
I'm not here
Yeah.
here for a fucking good time.
Yeah.
Not for a long time.
Yeah. I mean, and yours was what? Fuck it? I don't know. I mean, I think you like to say sometimes fuck it, but you're not a fuck it person.
I'm not a fucking
So I'll
person.
get back
but
to
I
you.
but I really
It's fun to fuck it sometimes.
I really I guess I just have always just not I never really subscribed to what anybody else does. And
There's another song for that.
and it's just kind of like, and it's always different, and it's just kind of like I'm
Thank God I said I did it my way. Oh, that's that other one.
that's you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was thinking about like taking something with like your own road, your own path. Like
I'm
I
sure
don't
there's a country song for it.
Oh, country songs are the best for words. And you know I love lyrics.
I know. Okay, we'll find it. You
Okay,
know
I'll
what?
find it for you.
Yeah, there was another one was like Forever Young. I like that. Someone's like Mine's Forever Young.
Yeah, that's good for you.
I like that one too.
Someone said in the DMs when I put your song, which I mean, I just think of you. I would always think
Snoop
of you.
Dogg ain't no fun. It came in my car every single time we'd get in the car. It would just play.
I've seen you on a table. You know
Yeah.
every word.
Yeah,
so I
it's
kind
really
of thought of that, and then someone said, "Wow, I don't know why. I just never thought of Kat listening to rap or hip hop."
I just fucking love you. I put alcohol in me. It's like I definitely have an alter ego. My husband loves when I get drunk. I love when he gets drunk.
Yeah, we should all just get drunk one night sometime soon.
Yeah,
It's just
drunk.
that- it's
I'd
just-
like to get high too.
Oh my
Just
God,
those kids.
yeah.
Those kids would die if they saw us get high.
yeah.
They would die right now.
Even though it's fucking just as legal as getting drunk.
No, I know, but it would
I know,
be
I
because
know.
I think it's too close to home for them right
I
now.
think it's like it's easier for them to actually. It feels like it's easier for them to get their hands on marijuana than alcohol right now.
And I think their friends are doing it, and I don't think they love that their friends are doing
No.
it. And I think they're kind of like, don't you too? We're gonna take a quick break, and we're gonna let you know.
to tell you a private story after to remind me, okay?
Wait, it's gotta be private.
It's not about me.
Shit. Take a quick break, and we'll come back. The scary thing about marijuana is
I know.
that people,
Yeah.
you and your husband have lost the use of your legs. So definitely,
Not what I was gonna say, but yes.
definitely, my
Not-
son
not
cannot
safe.
do it.
No.
right? This
Oh
is
my God,
point.
he would be literally like he wouldn't be able to move his body.
Well, this is what I have to uncover. Like, really, I'm doing this for his drug use.
I mean,
if he goes there.
And I think also we should do, I mean, I know we said this, but we should do more research on drug use so we can understand what's a little bit that you can take to feel what everyone loves to
like
feel.
you and me.
Yeah, you and me.
Fuck, we gotta go to a store.
Yeah.
I just know our kids now all watch social media.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know, they're like, my mom is a drug addict.
I want to do an edible that just makes me have fun. No, just
I'd rather
a
smoke
little
it.
bit.
I'd rather smoke it.
No, I'm just saying because we should do research for the kids because they're all doing edibles, right?
Oh, also, a child died from edibles like over the weekend, and I was like, stop making them look like fucking gummies.
Oh my
you
God,
idiots.
they look like Sour Patch
And
Kids.
you know what? Make them look like hash pieces of fucking
Yes.
turd. Like, come on,
That
people.
should be absolutely illegal.
Get
that they
your
look like
shit
that.
together.
But they don't look like that when you buy them at the weed stores, right?
Yes, that's what they look like. Yes, gummy bears. Yes,
Such bullshit.
like get your shit
Why
together.
would they do that? We're adults. We're not looking to like have a
Yeah,
gummy bear.
we're not babies.
No.
and like little sugar crystals. Fucking idiots.
Yeah, and you guys know I've told you this before. Like I got a bag of them. There was 10 in a bag. obviously, if you have a bag of candy, eat the whole bag. They were like, no, you're supposed to have one. Well, then individually wrap them. How am I supposed to know that?
No, I was like, this is fucking. I mean, who made like the government's like great idea? Let's make gummies and make them everyone get fucking high. Listen, I'm all about getting high, but not with a child's like.
Do you think there's going to be some major like this? So guys, where we live, like marijuana's legal. Every block has a weed store. Like, I don't see this as like forever being the future. What do you think, like, the repercussions of all of this is going to be?
I saw, like, a businessman, like a cute little businessman walking into the drugstore.
No, they're all normal.
And I just looked at him, I'm like, that's so weird.
He
was wearing a mask, though, which I thought, interesting. So you're kind of okay with
okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
I mean, maybe he had COVID, I don't know.
And the other side note, guys, on this is there is lots of research that in teenage boys smoking marijuana can alter their mental health forever. This doesn't happen to all of them. It can also happen to girls. But I was telling my son about this because we saw some people on drugs near our house on Yonge Street, 2 of them this weekend. So we were talking about drug use and all of that. And I said, just a warning, not that, whatever, just a warning for you that you already have like something in you that you could have a mental health problem forever. No, like every boy does.
Oh, I'm like,
and it can happen to girls too.
What don't I know?
But when I look back at high school, and schizophrenia too for males.
Yeah.
There's 5 guys that I know that all smoked a ton of weed, and they are not capable of living on their own. They live with their parents. They're physically, or like it works, but their brains don't work. And one wrote an article about it, and it was all like, I smoked too much weed and it triggered something, and now I'm forever.
I think that about all drugs, by the way.
Yeah, it's really scary. And that's what's so scary about that is that like it's legal, so they're allowed to do it, but it can alter their brains forever. And I know that like you can become an alcoholic, but when you drink a drink and then it goes through your body, like you don't have any brain long-term effects from that, from getting drunk.
No, I guess not. I don't know enough. I mean, I'm sure if they're too young, they do.
Yeah, no, but I mean like regular, like everyone partying at universities. You can continue to have nothing wrong with you but this is legal. Like, it's so confusing to me.
It is very confusing. Yeah, no, this whole world is confusing, especially when you're a parent and you're entering it. And God bless it, I carpool, and the conversations I get to hear. And I did let them know, I used to get drunk in grade 8. I was drinking a ton in grade 8, and they were like, what? And I'm like, guys, tell me your friends aren't drinking. Like, I know they're drinking, and they're like, not really. Like, they have like sips here and there, but like not like.
And
not
you know
like
that
parties.
the alcohol of choice, because we used to drink. We used to drink whatever we found.
Not like straight vodka.
Yeah,
like straight
vodka.
Like straight
vodka.
Straight. Not even with a mix. Fucking straight.
Yeah.
Up. Yeah, at least coolers.
And shots. Yeah, we had coolers that were like 5%. I drank beer for years and years.
Oh yeah, they should start with beer, but you'd get like the highest percentage one that was like 13%.
It was Wildcat Strong, and it was the most disgusting. The highest. It was the
There's also X something. X.
Yes, the triple X, that black one with the gold.
Yeah.
High alcohol percent and cheap.
Oh my God, you guys, leave us. I would really love if you left us a comment down below. And if you want to help us grow this podcast, because it's a really big mission of ours, share it with your friends. Let them know, your favorite episode. DM us and say, guys, I love Tuesdays. I love Thursdays. I love Fridays. I love it all. And thanks for joining us.
And we're just trying to
fucking make it one day at a time.
Yeah. Okay.
Basically.